So the Dallas Cowboys have officially begun training camp, and today we're going to break down some of the training camp footage that is coming out. Very excited for this one. There's so many things you can take from some of these clips. Do keep in mind, they're not going full speed. They're not hitting each other with full pads. It's literally the first day these guys are out there. But we got a lot of really interesting things that have essentially come out. Brian Schottenheimer is running a brand new scheme and system for the Cowboys. It'll be him calling everything at this point going forward. Everything that's essentially being installed at this point for the Cowboys. You know, it's going to be different, right? And of course, there's guys that I want to see, you know, where do they kind of look like coming into this season, right? Terrence Steele, Mozzie Smith's another one. And then I think most importantly, and probably the guy most Cowboys fans want to see take that second year leap, Tyler Guyton, right? He could be a very good football player down the line, but we know he has to develop. And there's some things I want to point out that I've already seen in some of these clips. I'm excited, man. Let's just get right into this. So a lot of really good clips. Again, John Mikado, shout out to him for posting all this stuff. You got a really nice run here by Kevontae Turpin. Essentially, it's a touchdown, right? And I think even if this was full pads, this would probably have been a touchdown. And I'm going to slow down why I say that. I think there's a real chance Cooper Beebe ends up becoming a top 5 center. And when I say that, you know, he's probably already a top 5 center based off of what we saw last year and the year 2 leap he'll take. But I'm talking about, like, I think generally around the NFL, people will start to say Cooper Beebe's a top 5 center. It's because of plays like this right here. Now, it is going to be hard to see it, but if you guys look closely, you'll see Beebe. He's going to snap the football, and then he has a reach block. Now, keep in mind, it's an outside zone run towards the left or the right of the formation. And Beebe has a very difficult reach block on the wide 3 technique. And he's going to be able to get to Solomon Thomas. And it is kind of hard to tell. I can't really tell if Thomas here is lined up in the wide 3 technique, right? The outside shoulder of the right guard, or if he's lined up potentially on the inside leg. It's kind of hard to see from this angle. But regardless, Beebe's going to end up reaching him. And if you guys just watch this play here in slow motion, just a really good job right here to be able to essentially get in front of this guy. Snaps the football, the play's a wide zone towards your left, or left of the screen, and you see Beebe get right in front of Solomon Thomas here. Just a really good job. And the helmet doesn't actually land on the the far side of Thomas, the left side of how we're kind of looking at it. But he's going to do a really good job fighting and essentially flipping the hips, right? Fighting through, and then he essentially gets to that side of Thomas. In fact, you can see on this play here, Thomas ends up coming underneath Beebe, and that kind of just, you know, flips this entire play. It's probably why this would be a touchdown. You can see Terrence Steele back here. He's going to basically block out his guy in between Terrence Steele out here and the block by Cooper Beebe here. That's going to basically give the gap to Turpin to be able to score on this play. Just a really good job by those two guys. You can even watch Tyler Smith on this one. He's going to do a pretty nice job. He has a reach block as well, but his block's going to be a little bit easier. You can see he's going to be lined up here. I believe that's number 97, Osa Odigizua. And he does a good job getting in front of Odigizua. Now, he probably wouldn't make this play because he's on the backside of this zone run. But just a really good job by the guys up front. And, you know, if Kevontae Turpin plays running back for the Cowboys, like, not even full-time, but if he gets more touches out of the backfield this year, you know, I think Turpin's one of the best playmakers in the NFL. And we kind of see how he's, you know, been able to have success as a punt returner, kick returner, even as a wide receiver. Right? Last season, he had some plays where he basically took him distance. The Cowboys got to get this guy involved a lot more this season. I think he's one of the best playmakers in the NFL. Just get the guy the ball. He's so fast and explosive. Maybe he gets tackled right there by number 28, the safety. You can see on this one, number 60, Tyler Guyton's not going to block anyone. This is an outside zone. You know, doesn't really have anyone to touch. But I do like the fact that he just kind of runs this down the line of scrimmage. You know, one of the things with Guyton on this play is he's going to take the inside step here. It's hard to tell because of the angle. But, you know, if the safety, which let me go ahead and just forward this a little bit here. If the safety number 6, Wilson, you know, if he doesn't keep coming back down the line of scrimmage, Guyton doesn't have anyone to block. And that's exactly what's going to happen because Donovan Wilson's going to end up coming to the right here. And Guyton has no one to block, right? You can even see Guyton kind of turn his head, and he just kind of runs down, right? And again, that's all you can kind of do on this play if you're him. Let's go ahead and get into the next clip. You're going to see a play here where CeeDee Lamb is going to end up getting the football. Really, really nice job. Lamb makes a play, makes a guy miss. Really like CeeDee Lamb, man. I think he's such a great wide receiver. Watch this play here and tell me if you guys notice something on the offensive line, specifically between the left tackle and left guard. You'll see Tyler Smith as well as Tyler Guyton. They're going to swap on the defensive line game. You're going to see Tyler Guyton's going to set up, and he's going to let Peyton Turner go to the inside. Tyler Smith picks him up, and you got the linebacker, second-year linebacker, coming on a blitz. And you're going to see Tyler Guyton pick that up. Now, a couple other things to note. If this is the first-team offense versus first-team defense, that might tell you that Marist Liufau may actually end up being the starter for the Cowboys. I know there's some guys that are on the physically unable to perform list. I don't think Marvin Overshown's playing at the moment. So maybe Overshown ends up starting, but I want to see what Liufau kind of develops into. The guy had so much potential coming out of Notre Dame. And even in his rookie year, he's pretty solid, right? Another thing you're going to see on this play, you're going to see number 65 here. I think 65 is Rob Jones, who's the backup right guard. He's going to just straight up get swam over by Solomon Thomas. That's a nice move right there by Thomas. You're going to see him get the right arm on the guard. Left arm comes over the top. I don't think there's any sort of battle between, with Rob Jones as well as Tyler Booker. I don't think there's any sort of competition, right? But I do wonder if the Cowboys are going to make it a competition, or if it's just Tyler Booker's job to lose. I would think it's Tyler Booker's job to lose, which he's not going to lose. He's going to be the guy for the next couple of years. Even if he busts it out, he'd get like 3 years, which I don't think he's going to bust out. But it is interesting that all the other starters are on the offensive line minus Booker, right? Just kind of interesting. You see Cooper Beebe also do a really nice job. If you guys watch him, he's going to snap the football, right hand, left foot goes back. He has Osa Odigizua on this one, and he does a great job making contact with them. He's really, really nice and low, has a good base, and he basically shuts this down. It's a good rep right there. Just a really nice job by the offensive line, and of course, you see CeeDee Lamb gets the football. This year is an interesting year for the Cowboys. I really do think the Cowboys, if they're going to win a Super Bowl, they have a 2 or 3 year window where Dak Prescott's still the quarterback. He's still in his prime. I don't know how much longer Prescott's going to play for, but this year definitely feels like a year for the Cowboys. So we'll see what ends up happening. Obviously, we'll see how the defense kind of performs. There's 4 more clips that I want to get into with the first team unit. You're going to get a run play here with Miles Sanders. It's an interesting run concept. Let's go ahead and just kind of talk about this play. The Cowboys have a couple of good running backs this year. I'm excited to watch the 3 guys, right? You got Miles Sanders, obviously, Javonte Williams, and I think the rookie would probably be like that 3rd guy as well. So you're going to get a power run concept on this one. Let's go ahead and break this one down. I'm going to try drawing it. It is hard to draw because of the fact that the angle, it's not perfect. But it is a power run, so you're actually going to get the rookie offensive lineman to pull. There's a tight end back here lined up as a fullback. He's also going to end up pulling as well. And basically from there, you're going to get a bunch of down blocks. So all these guys block down. We'll slow it down so it's a little bit easier to see. You can see the rookie right guard pulling here. He's going to do a pretty nice job. He stays low. And you can see him take on number, I believe that's number 98 or 99. He does his job right. He does a nice job. You got number 98 here going left field. And he does a good job right there taking him on. And again, hard to see. But you also see a bunch of down blocks, right? Tyler Smith's going to do a good job down blocking here. He has, who is that? I can't really tell, but he does a nice job down blocking. Tyler Guyton has a down block. He has to get to 57. He misses 57. So that's got to do a better job. You got to be able to get to number 57. Not the easiest block to make, but you got to be able to get there, right? I think he realizes he missed his block as well because he turns around pretty quickly. He's right here. He's going to turn around pretty quickly. I think the play's not even over. and he turns around. I think he knows he has to get to number 57. So you got to do a better job right there if you're Guyton. Not a huge deal, right? Do keep in mind some of the, the concept, like a power run concept, basic concept. Everybody does it. It's pretty similar across the board, but the rules are going to be a little bit different. The double team help and responsibilities will be a little bit different. So those are things you have to kind of get comfortable with. The calls will obviously be different this year. So that's, something else that these guys will have to kind of get comfortable with. Pretty nice job overall by the offensive lineman. But you do have to do a better job if you're Tyler Guyton. 57 actually is the guy that makes the play, right? It's going to be the first guy you can see right in the hole, right where Miles Sanders has the ball. So you just got to do a better job right there, right? You can't have that guy essentially go unblocked. But again, first day, you're not really even going full speed. Not a huge deal. And I also think Tyler Guyton, from the tape that I've seen, he's a really, really good run blocker, and he moves really well as well, right? You got another run here with Javonte Williams. You see Donovan Wilson. I mean, look at this. Watch number 6 here come off your screen and just straight up hit the running back right there. I mean, that's a nice little pop right there. You're going to have what looks like inside zone. It might actually be duo. Okay, it's hard to tell from this angle. Could be inside zone, could be duo. You do have some penetration right away in the backfield. Let me see who that was that gets in the backfield. So it looks like it's the defensive end right here that's going to end up getting into the backfield. He ends up beating, I don't know if it's the right tackle or the tight end. I can't even tell who that is that gets into the backfield. It looks like it's number 13 or number 3. I'm not 100% sure who that is. Let me pull up the roster really quickly. I'm not sure who even has a number. Oh, Dante Fowler. It's probably Dante Fowler. He's number 13, so I think that's who it is. And the responsibility is number, I think it's 89. It's hard to tell, but I think it's number 89. It is the tight end. Could be the backup tight end, span 4. It's not 100% sure. So you got to do a better job as a tight end, right? That's an easy block. You just got to set up to the inside. And I know, again, it's hard to see from way out here. But like responsibilities, you know who has to block who on any given, zone run, duo. If you don't get to your block, this can basically destroy a play on any given play, right? The center and left guard do a really, really good job. So if you guys keep an eye on Cooper Beebe as well as Tyler Smith, they're going to have a double team block on number 97, and they're reading it up to number 35 here. 35 is going to take the right, which means Tyler Smith has to let go of his guy, which he does, and he's going to get off, and he's going to end up getting Tamiris Leofau. Right, so that's a really good job by both Tyler Smith and Cooper Beebe, right? Really, really nice job. It's kind of what you expect on these plays. Tyler Guyton does a pretty good job as well. I will say this, Tyler Guyton's one of those guys. So you got Peyton Turner, who's going to try setting the edge. Tyler Guyton's going to try getting him to stay out there. And Turner's going to come back to the inside. Now, the thing with Turner is he's a strong defensive end, right? So he's going to try coming back to the inside, and he does a pretty nice job with the left arm. He's going to push Guyton. He's going to swim to the inside, but Guyton is strong, right? I know he might not look like it, but the guy is strong, and I think over the next 2 to 3 years, that strength's going to really, really develop, and I think he's going to become one of the best run-blocking tackles in the NFL. Colt Miller, kind of in the same boat, where they're good run blockers in college. They weren't the strongest in their first and second years, and part of that was because of the frame that they have. But once that frame kind of gets built out, I think this guy is going to become one of those guys, right? But regardless, watch Turner try to swim inside, and then look at Guyton just move this guy. Look at the movement, right? And again, not fully padded, so just kind of keep that in mind. He's not going to try to bury this guy, but this is something Guyton has showed us as recent as this past season, that he's one of those guys that in run blocking situations, he can bury people. So yeah, and you got the backup guard here in Rob Jones. Pretty nice job right there by the offensive line. Javonte Williams, I've covered the Raiders now for years, and I've watched Javonte Williams in his early years with the Broncos. And I'm telling you guys, man, I truly think Javonte Williams has the potential to be like a top 10 running back. He has that type of upside. He had the ACL injury. I think he might have had two of them at this point. But the guy is a good player, right? All right, so we got another one here. You got some more backup guys in. You got backup in at left guard. One of the interesting things with the Cowboys this year will be how do they find roles for guys like TJ Bass, who, I think TJ Bass is going to play 10 years in the NFL. How do they find roles for even Rob Jones? I think Rob Jones is a good guard as well. How do you find roles for some of these guys? And then at the same time, what do guys like Asim Richards show us this season, right? Because he's not going to start. Maybe he takes over for Terrence Steele, but I find that hard to believe. I think Terrence Steele's a really good offensive lineman. And if he gets back to form, especially, I think he could be a really, really good offensive lineman. I don't know. It'll definitely be interesting this season. You're going to get a pretty nice play here by the right. I believe it's the right guard here. He's going to go up against Mozzie Smith. Mozzie's going to try to bull rush. And you're going to see the guard here do a pretty nice job locking in. I believe that's number 52, Tyler Booker. I wonder, again, I think Tyler Booker starts, but I wonder how much competition there is at the offensive line positions. Or are we 100% sure the O-line is going to be what we kind of think it's going to be, right? Another reason why I wanted to show you guys this clip is because Mozzie Smith, man, you got to show us something this season, right? And this is your third year, and there's nothing with this clip right here that I'm saying, hey, like that looks good right there, right? It's just locking in with the rookie and not really doing much, right? Again, want to see a little bit more from him, right? Just my personal opinion. One more clip from the first team unit, and then there's a couple backup things that I want to show you guys. This one's a pretty nice one. Dak to George Pickens. A pretty nice job moving by Tyler Guyton on this one. Keep an eye on Guyton. Pretty nice job with the movement. All right, you're going to get another defensive line. It's actually a defensive line with the linebacker. 59 is going to come around on a twist. This is a nice job, right? Because Guyton gets out of there super quickly. I mean, that looks good right there by Guyton, right? Super explosive, gets out there. And when 54 goes to the inside, that's a nice job passing it off. He gets the hands to Sam Williams. He passes it off, makes sure Tyler Smith's in a good spot. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Keeps the eyes up as well for the linebacker. He's going to get out there to the linebacker, get the hands on him as well. That's a really, really good rep right there by Tyler Guyton. And again, this is the year where I think Tyler Guyton gets a little bit better. But this isn't the year that Tyler Guyton's going to be like an all-pro player. I find it hard to believe this will be that year. I think he's still going to take another year. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. He was raw coming out. He was one of the youngest offensive linemen coming out. And, it takes time sometimes. We've seen that with guys like, Spencer Brown of the Buffalo Bills, one of the best tackles in the NFL. Colt Miller, one of the best tackles in the NFL. Take these guys time. But, year 3, 4, 5 comes around and they become really, really good football players. We got another thing I want you guys to watch here. Keep an eye on Mozzie Smith, as well as he's going to end up slanting and locking on Cooper Beebe. Smith does try to shed Beebe, but it's really not that effective. That actually might not even be Cooper Beebe. That actually might be TJ Bass. I can't. It is Beebe. I think that. So it is Cooper Beebe. Beebe's going to do a really nice job. He's going to snap the football, get the hands on Mozzie Smith, and then look at Smith try to disengage right there. Right, he's trying to toss the hands away. And Beebe does a great job of the recovery. Keep an eye on the feet. It's a really, really good job right there to stay right in front of it. And it's hard to tell, but you have Tyler Booker here as well. He's going to do a pretty nice job with the hands. And he's going up against Solomon Thomas, right? Veteran player, a guy with like 5-6 years under his resume. And that's a really good job using the hands. Again, hard to tell from the angle, so I do apologize. But I do want to know if you guys find value in these videos. Let me know in the comments below if you guys don't think these videos are valuable at all. Just let me know that as well, right? Because I do want you guys' feedback. I love the hands here by Tyler Booker. One of the things you'll learn right away from watching a guy literally in his first practice is you'll learn like the technique things with guys, right? Are guys using their hands? Because as an offensive lineman, there's different ways to block. You can use your hands, you can extend them all the way out and use your hands, Or you can try locking in with guys, or you can try to use like the underneath hand technique where you lock in, you kind of use your chest a little bit. Tyler Guyton kind of does that, right? He's not like a super, like I'm going to punch all the time. Tyler Booker's not that. Booker punches. He will get his hands on you and he'll extend those arms out. And that's the best way to block if you're an offensive lineman. I think the Cowboys are going to have the best interior offensive line in the NFL. I already think Cooper Beebe is going to be a top 5 center based off what we saw last year. I've already said Tyler Smith's the best guard, and like that's my personal opinion. I think he's the best overall guard. And Tyler Booker looks really, really good as well. So again, I think it's going to be a really, really good unit. And we'll see how Terrence Steele kind of gets back to form, and we'll see if Guyton can develop. Let's look at some backup clips as well. All right, just a couple that I want to kind of look at. There were some things that I had seen in some of these clips. Specifically, you got the rookie tackle out of Oregon. I always butcher his name. Johnny Cornelius, I think that's how you say it. You're going to see him lined up right here at right tackle, and he's going to just get straight up beat by Wheat. And that's a sack right there, right? Joe Milton's going to go down for a sack on this one. And keep an eye on Wheat, and then keep an eye on the right tackle. Right tackle's going to overset. Wheat's going to hit him with an outside hezzy back to the inside. You see that right there. And Cornelius actually falls for the outside fake. And then Wheat's going to come over with an inside swim move. It's right over the top. That's a really, really good job right there by him. And, of course, he's going to pressure the quarterback. And to me, that would probably be a sack right there, right? Regardless, like that, Joe Milton's getting the ball to Tyler Neville. Neville's another guy that I really, really like. You can see that the backup offensive line, number 64, is going to be the third string center at this point, I guess, Dakota Shepley. You got, I believe that's Matt Wolensko. Let me actually confirm that. It is Matt Wolensko. I think 79. Yep. So you got him playing left guard, which is kind of interesting. I know he's played guard in the past, but I wonder if this year they actually move him to guard full time. I think with Brian Schottenheimer's offense, I think he would fit much better at guard. And if anything were to happen to either of the guards, I think he'd be a really, really good backup guard to have. And I know you have TJ Bass as well. But it is interesting, right? So that's who you kind of have there. I believe this is Rob Jones, or this is a 77, who is Shadiq Charles. So, I'm sorry, Charles Shadiq, 77. I don't know who's over there at left tackle. I think that's Asim Richards, 76. So that's probably your backup offensive line right there. Maybe there'll be some guys that kind of swap out. Some guys overtake some other guys. But I really want to show you guys this clip because of the tackle, right? He's the guy that I'm going to be watching. I don't think he takes over for Terrence Steele this year, but you never know what happens in a year or two down the line. Terrence Steele at some point was similar to Cornelius, right? Like, people are like, hey, can this guy even make the roster potentially? So Cornelius is a guy that I'm going to kind of keep an eye on in terms of the development. He was a 6th round pick. I think he'll be on the roster. I know sometimes 6th, 7th round picks, teams will actually release those guys to get back on the practice squad. I don't think you do that with this guy. I think if you released him and wanted him back on your practice squad, I think someone picks him up. I think he's, I think development wise, he could have a lot of upside, right? You got a play here by Deuce Vaughn. Really, really nice play on this one by Cornelius. So you're going to get a zone run towards the right. And I believe that's the rookie as well, as Araku. He's going to end up swimming to the inside, which it actually looks like you got some sort of defensive line run stunt. Against the run, these teams will run these run stunts as well. So the DN jumps to the inside gap. Number 18 here, then it has to take the outside gap. It's called the run stunt, and that's what it looks like is happening here. And 18 does not do a good job setting the edge, so you got to do a little bit of a better job. Number 18, let's see who actually that is. It's Damone Clark. Damone Clark, has he always been number 18? It's interesting. You got to do a better job, Clark. Right? That's a play where if you make this mistake, I think Clark's in year 3 or 4. That's the type of play that gets you cut, straight up. If you can't do basic things like run a run stunt and then set the edge, I know, he kind of gets caught up. He's going to put his hands into the guard right here. You'll see him put the hands into the guard. I understand you want to keep that guard off you, but I mean, if you're the outside containment, you get out there, right? Um, anyways, uh, Ezaraku's going to end up jumping the inside of the right tackle. I like the way the right tackle here flips the hips and does a really nice job recovering, and he's going to end up just sealing this towards the inside. That's all you can do right there if you're Cornelius, right? It's a really good job. I love Deuce Vaughn's jump cut ability. The guy's quick. We'll see this year if this guy can shape out a role. You know, if there's ever been a year where Deuce Vaughn can take away some carries, gets like 40, 50 carries. This is that year because for the Cowboys, they have a lot of really good, not a good, but they have a lot of different options at running back, right? And all those guys are good in their own right. And this is the year, man. We'll see if Deuce Vaughn can potentially have an impact. We have just a couple more plays that I want to show you guys. On this one here, you're going to get a jump set, and you're going to get Joe Milton to throw the ball deep. That's a really nice pass. You're going to get a jump set by the offensive lineman. So play action, jump set. Pretty nice job right there by Milton to be able to get the ball out there. We got one or two more reps. We got another pass here by Milton. Once again, this one I think he's going to take off running. Once again, you're going to get the jump set. And it's important to note, you know, the Cowboys are going to run the football a lot this year. And they're going to run a lot of play action bootlegs. So what that means is for the offensive lineman, you're going to be jump setting a ton. If you guys don't know what that means, is basically jumping outwards towards the defensive line, towards the linebackers. So if you keep an eye here on Woletska, he's going to come forward. He's going to come outwards. And then the linebackers are going to end up thinking this is a run play, so they're going to come forward as well. And the point of that is to get guys to slip behind those linebackers. That's going to be a big part of Brian Schottenheimer's offense, right? It's going to be those, a lot of motioning will happen as well. It's another part of like running these play action bootlegs. You'll get motions pre-snap, and then you'll get like bootlegs. You'll get end arounds. You'll get outside zone, inside zone. I'm excited this year to see what ends up happening, right, with this offense. There's so much potential. There's so much upside here. We'll see what ends up happening as we kind of go forward. Just one more clip that I want to show you guys. You're gonna get our Johnny Cornelius at right tackle. He's gonna do a really good job reach blocking. And this was one of the reasons I wanted to show you guys this clip. He has a hard block on this one. I believe it's a safety to the outside of him, and he has to come all the way down the line of scrimmage. So again, bear with me here because of the fact that I don't know if this is him here or if he's right here, but he has to come down the line of scrimmage and get in front of a guy because this run play is over here towards the right. And he does that, right? You definitely see him. Look at him. Look at the angle he takes here, number 69. As soon as he gets out of his stance, that angle he takes is absolutely elite to be able to cut off, I believe it's number 23, 28, 23. That's a really good angle that he ends up taking. So shout out to him on that, man. Again, a rookie that I'm excited to watch, a guy that I think has some potential, that has some upside. And, I just want to throw this out there. As we get into this season, as we get into preseason, regular season, we'll be watching all these guys, especially in the preseason, right? Because we'll get some of these backup players. I'm excited to watch a lot of these guys, right? Like Cornelius is a guy that I personally like coming out of college as a developmental guy, right? I don't think he was like, I didn't think he was like Tyler Guyton, Tyler Guyton level where I thought he'd be like a first round pick, but I knew he'd be a mid round pick. And I think the development is definitely there with him, and we'll see what he kind of develops into as we kind of get into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Really appreciate all the support we get from Cowboys fans on this channel. And I'm excited for a really good year for the Cowboys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.